Steve, in a few words, can you just sum up your thoughts on last season?
I think disappointing is the word. It's not something that we wanted, obviously not to make the top six. I think in the first 3 years of my coaching here at Sydney, we've been in the top two, we've won trophies, and we've made the grand final every year. So obviously this is a disappointing season for myself, for the coaching staff, and for all the players. They understand that it's not good enough at a club like Sydney to miss out on the six. So there's a lot of improvement that we need to start making now for next season to get back into obviously contention to win.
So you've had a bit of time to review it all and look to the futures. Now, what is going to change?
Yeah, I've had obviously time to speak to all the players. We have to let a number of players go to freshen up the squad. So that's going to be the major difference, I think, next season. We're looking at different things, playing style-wise. We'll think about changing that. Even though I think the system works, I just think a freshen up for the players. It gives them a new approach to the season, something to look forward to. There's obviously the new stadium to go into, our new Sky Park as well, which is going to hopefully be finished by the end of next season. So there's a lot of positives and a lot of things to look forward to next season. And I would say quite a number of players, new players coming into the squad, which will rejuvenate the squad a little bit.
You mentioned signings. When do you expect to be able to make new signings, and in which areas are you looking to strengthen the squad?
Yeah, I think the recruitment is a big part of the success at the club. We've got it right in the past. Obviously, we need to improve for next year, without a doubt, with the way we finished. We're in talks with a couple of players now, obviously, to sign for next season. But I think the majority of them come, in June and July. Especially overseas players that are coming out of contract. For us, marquee players. The areas obviously that we want to strengthen. I think we created a lot of chances this year. Actually, we created the most chances in the stats without really scoring as many goals as I would have liked. So that's definitely one area that we want to improve in. So we need to bring in a new striker. A new number 10 as well, I think, to freshen things up as well. And I think towards the end of the season, we started to concede too many goals as well. So I think, defensively, we need to look in that department as well to strengthen. So, there's quite a number of players to bring in, 6, 7, maybe 8 players. Obviously, the young boys coming through the academy, they're doing really well in the NPL. So there's going to be a number of young players coming into the squad as well. Which is really good for these young boys coming up to train with us and giving them the opportunity, I think, to play with the A-League squad.
Again, a couple of the players leaving the club may come as a bit of a surprise to some. Can you expand on why they're leaving?
Yeah, I just think sometimes you need to freshen up the squad, and there's a few players in that category that they're the reason why they're leaving. There's a couple of players obviously I wanted to try and keep in that group of players as well. A couple of the younger boys that I think showed real improvement and got a lot of game time towards the end of the season. I think did really well, and we offered contracts too, but I think obviously they want to play elsewhere, and at the time I think they probably weren't playing and they thought it was best to move on. But we did our best to keep these younger boys. But I think that's football. You can't keep everyone. Like I said, there's a lot of young boys obviously doing really well and that are ready to step up. For me, Yazbek this year was one of them players. He come into the A-League side. He wanted to play 1 or 2 games in the A-League. I think he showed that he's definitely a starting player now, doing really well, and in his first year. So there's other players like that in the NPL side that are doing really well, and they'll get opportunities as well. So as much as obviously these younger boys are moving on, I think there's more players to come in and do a very good job as well.
Obviously you're still in talks with a few of the different players. What's the progress with them?
Yeah, a lot of them players will stay on. I think the two obviously that I need to speak to is Wilco and Ninko to see where their future is and what they want to do playing wise, if they want to continue playing next season, and just their plans really of next season and what they want to do. And then we have to obviously have a discussion and see what's best for the club as well moving forward. But you know, there's a lot of senior players there that will be around for next year as well. And I think they've showed in the past they have a lot of motivation and a lot of success, a lot of these players. And I think that's hurt them this year, not being involved in the top six, which hopefully will make them stronger and make us all stronger and better off for next season.
Plans now for you?
Well, I think the recruitment side of things is the most important thing. I'll try and get a break and try and freshen up as well, because I think for me it was a demanding season as well. Maybe the results obviously weren't great, but I just think the amount of games that we played every 3 days, pretty much the last 2 months of the season we were playing every 3 days, and it's obviously physically demanding for the players, but also mentally demanding for everyone around. Pretty much no days off in that period of time. You know, we spent 3 weeks in Vietnam as well with similar conditions, with probably a little bit more humidity and heat to try and back up to as well. So yeah, it's been a tough season for everyone. I think it's just freshening up, getting everyone ready, coming back mentally ready and stronger for next season.